Hi, everybody. Well, the forecast on track with a warm day, and I'll get to some of the temperatures in a moment. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill on this Wednesday late afternoon, coming to you from the Portland, Vancouver area. My weather site, some of which I'll be showing you, is portlandweather.com. I hope you'll book that. Valley heat the next several days with temperatures at least 86, and most of us would be closer to 90. Some of us could be 92. That's the temperature range tomorrow and on Friday. And you can see on the color code here, also well up into the 90s through the Columbia Basin, down in Southern Oregon, parts of Southeastern Oregon, at least well up into the 80s up in Seattle. And then the summer update I'm going to jump into here in a moment. How many 90-degree days now that we're getting into the official solar summer season with the solstice kicking off summer in the Northwest Thursday afternoon, tomorrow at 1:50 in the afternoon. Okay, so here is the update. By the way, it was 86 degrees today. Maybe it gets corrected to 87. If it holds at 86, this would tie the warmest temperature this month in Portland. And today's only the fourth day, 4 out of 19 that have been 80 or better. As you know, it's been a pretty comfortable June. Okay, I don't really have any changes of note to my summer outlook. Again, I encourage you to go find it on in the library of all my videos. We did this back in early May. So the update is we now know that the month of May had two 90-degree highs in Portland. I didn't think we'd have any. We had two. But the mean temperature was actually 1/10 of a degree below normal. So overall, not a hot month, but we did have the 2 days that spiked. So far this June, our temperature is actually running about a half a degree above normal. We're probably going to finish it pretty close to normal, which is my projection. It looks like that has a good chance of being right. I'm saying 1 to 2 90s, and my thinking is tomorrow and Friday are the only chances we'll have this entire month to hit 90 degrees. We'll see if we do it both days or one, or I suppose we could not do it, but I would be really surprised. And then July, starting to ramp things up a little bit. Mean temperature in terms of being above what is considered normal by 1 to 2 degrees. Absolutely expecting some 90-degree heat, maybe 3 to 6. Still feeling that August has a chance to be the hottest of this upcoming season. Although there is one model, the American CFS model, that wants to pull August back a little bit, but the other ones show August being warm to hot, and I'm going to stay with that, which would be 3 degrees above normal for us in Portland, and a chance that we could have a crazy run of 90-degree temperatures. But even if we would get 6 in July and 10 in August, we still would be looking at temperatures that potentially stay under 20 total. So I'm going to stick with my outlook of calling for at least 14 to no more than 19 90-plus degree days this summer season. Now, the 90-degree season of possibility is May through September. So if I'm right, this will be the first summer since the summer of 2000 that Portland has stayed under 20 for the total days of 90-plus degree heat. And of course, I don't think many of us would be complaining about that. Okay. The Momentous Wealth podcast. I listened to another one of these the other day. Again, they're great. Just search this Momentous Wealth podcast. You'll see the logo. Listen on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify. Brought to you by a local investment firm, Momentous Wealth Management, licensed in both Oregon and Washington, based up here in Vancouver. And I thank them for sponsoring my YouTube channel. Okay. Let's talk about what's been going on. So 86, I bet you the high turns out to be 87, which is what the modeling was actually showing today. So far, 86 is the current. It's also the reported high. 84 Salem, 84 in Vancouver. The canopy temperature here is running too hot. There's no way that's right. That thermometer is probably not properly shaded. 82 in Woodburn, 85 up in Woodburn. Generally the mid 80-degree temperatures on average that we thought we would be getting. Okay. So the big story, the only story in terms of forecast right now is how hot it's going to be tomorrow and Friday. So I showed you this animation yesterday. It hasn't really changed, but I'll take you through it one more time. This is the American GFS 850 millibar, 5,000 foot air mass monitor. So it's color coded for batches of different air moving and migrating across. So here we are this afternoon. We've been up into the 80s. We've replaced the cooler weather that we had. That's moved over to Montana. And we have the cooler orange colors that have come in. So take a look at that. Now let's see how bright and dark the colors are tomorrow afternoon. Quite a difference, right? Yeah. Tomorrow looks like it has the potential to be as much as 5 degrees hotter So if we reach 87 today, if that's what the high turns out to be, we could be 92 tomorrow. It was a light flow today. It's generally a light north wind flow tomorrow. And then if you play this, you'll get the idea with me that Friday still has a chance to be the hottest. See how the dark red colors have just engulfed now all of Oregon and Washington. So if we don't make it to 90 tomorrow, I now think we will. We certainly will on Friday. And then as we get going into the weekend, Saturday, I don't think hits 90, but could be well up into the 80s. You see the hot weather actually intensifies as it moves over into eastern Oregon and the Idaho area in that kind of brick color. But here on the west side, it's more of a west wind flow, and there is some cooling. So if that holds true, we should at least stay in the 80s on Saturday. And then the main push of colder weather is still on track to come in Saturday overnight into Sunday morning. And this is Sunday morning right here. A day that still looks like we're back down into the 70s. A day that will either stay completely dry or have enough low cloudiness at some point in the morning or early afternoon that there are some traces of moisture around. But I mean, nothing's going to get rained out. We're either completely dry or we have some trace showers around. Notice as I go into Monday, here's that cool air mass. So we know from this past weekend that this color coding represents highs that are well below normal. We do expect some sun. So I'm projecting temperatures in the 70s to start next week. But look at this. This is Tuesday of next week. This is getting into Wednesday, the 26th. No hot weather. This is getting into, let me go ahead and play it into Friday, the 28th. No hot weather. That's mostly days in the 70s. And then here is, it's going to let me play the final day of June. Here's the final day of June. Yeah. At most, this would be 80-degree temperatures. So absolutely no 90s, possibly, once we get past the next 2 days of this month. So all that backs that up. Here are the other current numbers. 88 down in Medford. And let's do what I like to do. This is on my weather site, portlandweather.com. You folks in Southern Oregon, hello. Medford, 92 tomorrow. Mid-90s Friday and Saturday. There's a cool off Sunday into Monday, but you hold in the 80s, you stay dry, you get lots of sunshine. Ben, gorgeous Central Oregon. 83 Thursday. Here's the hot spike in Central Oregon on Friday, 88. 91 on Saturday. There's the Sunday cool down. And then low 80s on Monday and Tuesday. No moisture, all dry. Let's go over to Newport. Decreasing clouds after some morning cloudiness on Thursday, 66. Not sure if we get morning clouds or not, but something the Weather Service has picked up on. Friday, Saturday, basically it's dry and it's in the 60s, right? Okay. Is North Bend the same? Yeah, North Bend's the same. Pretty much in the 60s down along the Southern Oregon coast. Up in Seattle, 77 right now. 80s tomorrow and Friday. 80 Saturday, again, taking the edge of the heat off. And then the big cool down, like Portland, on Sunday, Monday, although up in Seattle, and still low 70s, it could be upper 60s, and then staying cool into the mid part of next week. And here is Portland, courtesy of Hazeldale Tire Pros. I hope you'll check them out. Locally owned, really nice people. Rick Mosier and his team have run that for a long time, and I'm just a really happy customer for all of my tire needs. Hazeldale Tire Pros up here in Vancouver. All right. Tomorrow, 90. Friday, 92. There's no signs of anything becoming extreme heat. I think it's right what you see. Either we just miss 90 or we hit it or we get up into the low 90s. Saturday, 86. Maybe it's a little bit warmer, but I think it should stay under 90. Then we have the push of cooler weather Saturday overnight into Sunday morning. Maybe there's a trace of rain. Maybe there's not. 73. And then clouds of sun Monday and sunshine, but holding in the 70s through the mid part of next week. And we just saw it's possible that we have more 70-degree highs the rest of the month of June than we do even reaching 80. So very comfortable once we get through the next 2 days. All right, that is your update on a Wednesday night. Happy summer, everybody. Again, the solstice, 1:50 local time, Thursday afternoon. We'll say hello, summer. I'm Rod Hill. I'll talk to you soon.